You can hit mute until you're ready to talk. Peace, family. Peace, family. Peace. This your brother Red Dad, Blue Dad, aka Financial Freedom Fighter, aka Time Clock Smash. And guess what, family? I'm back at it again. I'm back at it, family. Hey, tonight I got a great one for you tonight. Tonight we're gonna talk about cash is no longer king. Guess what? Computer money is king, and it's called ones and zeros, family. And the next bull run of 2023 to 2025 will be that data bull run. And I got another one for you. I got a special guest, family. We go way, way back, way back. He goes by the name of Brother Chawara, okay, aka Born Free. Okay. So we finna go ahead and get into this, but you know, before your boy Red Dad, Blue Dad go into this live screen, you know your boy Red Dad, Blue Dad got to bring that energy. Let's get it.
Ja. You know we all about this wealth war.
I see you. Cash is trash. Peace, family. Peace. Welcome.
I'm making that paper. Yo, red dad, blue dad. I'm making that paper. Red dad, blue dad. I'm making that paper. Yo, red dad, blue dad. I'm making that. How about you? Trying to fight this one, yeah, no, I won't do. How about you?
Let's get it. XLM, baby. Stellar Lumens. Probably up my set of people that's up next. Shout out to Brother Indigo Saint, 4-time platinum artist out of Zimbabwe. You know your boy represents Africa, baby. Let's get it, man. Let's get into this live stream. Let's get into this live stream. Peace, family. Peace, family that's in the building tonight. Peace to all the family that's coming in. KAI say cash is trash. Cash is trash. Not all the way trash, but it ain't king. I still can take me a little bit of cash right now so I can buy me some more crypto. So it still work for now. The physical part of it, at least. So, and they shouting out XLM. XLM is definitely in the building. And they shouting out also, they shouting out XRP, XDC, HBAR. And I never heard of I write that down. TEER. I haven't heard of that yet. So, but I know that the XRP, XDC, HBAR are powerful hitters. Matter of fact, in tonight live stream, at least two of those, well, one of those HBAR, definitely in bed with the crypto that I'm going to go over tonight, which is called allowance block. And I'm also going to go over Ethereum, and I'm going to talk about Jasmine, a lot of other projects. We're going to talk about a lot of other projects. And of course, we have our special guest, Chawara, that's going to bring that energy, what he's got to, he's going to talk about. So you guys, please stay tuned for that. So what I want to talk about is the allowance block. First of all, you know, the allowance block has been this crypto that one of the family members had brought to me, you know what I'm saying? And I studied this crypto for about a week straight before I even dropped anything on it. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, wow, this thing is connected. Like, just think of your heart, and your heart is connected to all the arteries in your body. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I say, man, how can I make this simply stupid for the family to understand and to digest what is allowance block? And then I also went in another cryptocurrency called Ethereum. And Ethereum is to take over the CBDC for the central banks, family. For the Fed now is what they're gonna use Ethereum. And we always thought that XRP would be the one that will replace, I guess, the central banks. But Mike P in the building, baby. Shout out to Mike P. Bullish, boy. My man Mike P is in the building. We go way back, man. Way back. We used to do them. We used to hold the phone together, man, and do the what's not messages, man, to the community, man. So I'm happy to see Mike P in the building, man. I'm happy to see Mike P in the building. So yeah, so basically we're just waiting a little bit more family to get in. I'm gonna go ahead and share the screen. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about let's talk about, matter of fact, let's start with Ethereum. Brother Chawara, how you feel, baby?
I'm feeling good, brother.
Okay, good, man. Are you familiar with any of these projects that I'm talking about?
You mean XRP and the TE, the tier and the H bar and stuff. You talking about that?
Well, yeah. Well, the Ethereum and the allowance block. Are you familiar with any of those projects that we're gonna go over tonight? And also JasmyCoin. I'm gonna go over that a little bit because
Well,
it's
I'm more like within the field of you know, after the transition.
okay.
You know, I'm not really deep into crypto like that. I do know that crypto, if one is to get into crypto, one ought to get into crypto that's backed by something tangible.
Absolutely.
If you don't do that, you might as well be dealing with the dollar.
Facts.
You know, because cryptocurrency, you cannot go outside and dig for crypto. You know what I mean? You can go outside and dig for gold and silver, platinum, titanium, and all of the precious minerals and precious metals that are out there. Tanzanite, you can dig for diamonds and stuff. And if your crypto is not backed by anything, it is basically just like the dollar. And real soon, as we progress into this fifth industrial revolution, will become obsolete.
Absolutely.
We will not be able to, you know, weather the storm as we go deeper into this fifth industrial revolution. So, you know, that's as much as I know. I'm really, you know, holding my corners and staying cool and calm and watching it because, you know, we're just new into this fifth industrial revolution. We're not even in the third year. We're just now completing the second year of this fifth industrial revolution.
So you saying we're past the fourth industrial revolution?
We actually passed it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're past it.
You're right, because man, they've been what a lot of people don't know is they've been working on digital currency since the 1980s. They've been working on it for a long time. You know what I'm saying? They've been working on it a long time. The first time you logged into your bank account and you saw it online, you know what I'm saying? That was a digital currency. That was a warm cash. The first time you use a debit card, credit card, that's a warm cash. So they've been working on these central bank currencies for a long time. So we think that is new, you know what I'm saying? But it's not new, family. You know what I'm saying? These technologies, these fintechs, a lot of them been around since 2014. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them been around a long time, and they've been working on this stuff a long time. So it's not by coincidence that they come up with the ISO 20022. You know what I'm saying? It's not coincidence they coming up. So this year, expect a lot, because December 1st, if I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong, it started the fourth quarter, right? Now, what is the fourth quarter to sports, especially which is the number one sport in America is football, you know, and then basketball, right? So a lot of people became very wealthy, and shout out to one of the families outside that I play basketball with. I'm kind of stealing his words right now because it made a lot of sense. Fourth quarter is so important, you know what I'm saying, to sports. You can be dicking around in the first, the second, and third quarter, as long as you're doing enough to stay in it. But what wins the game is what is being performed in the first quarter. Are you with me, Chawar? So now that fourth quarter, what makes you famous, what makes you rich, what makes you wealthy, how you perform in that fourth quarter, how you finish. So a lot of these cryptocurrencies, as we all seen, most of our games came in the fourth quarter from October to December. You know what I'm saying? When you see in the most games, and then you see it to die off. And that's with anything. That's even here in Florida, it is a seasonal state. So a lot of times the snowbirds come from October to like February. The market is good, and when it start to get hot, it dies off again. So that's that fourth quarter that we try to make it. So a lot of these cryptocurrencies begin to wake up around that fourth quarter, because a business may not have done good throughout the whole first, second, and third quarter, but they want to make sure they produce enough in that fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying? So
and that's one of the reasons why we see in the centralized system where you have things like big sales happen out here this time, and you have like a Black Friday, and then now you have Black Monday, which is when you go online and repeat Black Friday. Online, we get all these special deals, and the reason for that is to come out of the red to end the year in the black. You know, where the black means you're safe. You have regained a momentum going into this new first quarter, going into January of the new year coming in. You know, but all of that will be done away with shortly. You know, within this fifth industrial revolution, it's going to actually do away with a lot of things. A lot of things. It's going to be, you know, and that's what they're talking about. Are we ready for what's coming? You know, and a lot of people are so perplexed about what is coming. You know, you check the CDC, they say, well, you know, you got to prepare like The Walking Dead. On the website, it tells you this. You know, it's so many variables right now that's happening, transition.
Okay. Yeah. Facts. So some of these cryptos definitely in the fourth industrial revolution, and one that I'm going to go over first is, let's go over the allowance block. Okay. A lot of people here is for cryptocurrency. So today, matter of fact, we got some family building that says Ethereum. So let's go over this Ethereum token real quick. I'm going to share my screen, so let me know when it comes up. Matter of fact, it's not even letting me share my screen. What's going on? Let's see. I'm gonna have to add it in as a slide. They don't change the screen yard up on me. Ain't that about something? Well, family, I'm gonna have to verbally talk about Ethereum right now because it's not letting me share the screen. So basically, Ethereum is currently trading at about 2.7 cents, almost 3 cents, right? So now you're talking about a cryptocurrency that's definitely going to take over the CBDC, the central banks, and our central bank, which is the federal government, has already said that they're going to use this technology in 2023. So what do you think that means for us, Chawara, based off your experiences?
Could you repeat that question?
So Ethereum is a fintech company, right? That our federal government decided to build on. It's called Fed Now. Okay, it's going to be their digital dollar. Is that they'll choose that type of fintech to use for quick, fast payments via the federal government, which is Ethereum. I say, based on your experiences, how do you think that has an effect on us?
Well, I'd answer that question like this, because I'm more into the concept of blockchain and crypto and this new global economic market that's about to be totally submerged into the population of the global population. Anything that you connect the feds to is going to be volatile. And the reason for that is because when you say feds, you're dealing with the governments of the world. And the governments of the world are at this present time are all centralized systems. It's like the decentralized system is water and the centralized system is oil. And you can shake it all up together, you know what I mean? And then look at it and say, oh, I shook it up so it's all blended up. It's real shook up. It's like salad dressing, you know what I mean? It's all in the water, vinegar and stuff. You shake it up, you can use it and feel satisfied using it. But if you let it sit down, you wouldn't pick it up and put it on your salad without shaking it up. So the illusion of inclusion is what anything that has the word centralized onto it is going to bring about. You know, I'm sad to say, but when we talk about this new global economic market, we're talking about a new global economic market. We're not talking about putting old wine, new wine into old bottles. We're talking about new bottle, new wine. And so, you know, anything with the Fed on anything is going to be still a volatile situation. And it is incumbent on us to really, really, really understand what this blockchain is all about, and really what partnership's about. And then when you talk about the alliance group, you know, and what they're doing, you know, you got to really understand the power of this new global economic market. It's power, it's beyond worlds, it's more into realms. You know, it's more into realms of economic freedom, but not just economic freedom, but all freedom across the board. You know, freedom across the board. Industrial revolution, the old term itself, you know, was coined through the British Industrial Revolution, or even though the French had the same thing before the British, it became popular via the British experience of the transition from agrarian society to mechanized society. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's been going this way steadily for some time. And we're in this time now where they're merging. It's an emerging the fifth industrial revolution is an emerging of human entity into the like android type thing. That's putting it mildly, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's beyond that scope in a sense. But you know, you'd have to get really deeper into the science and the spirituality and all of that of this new global economic market. You know, what goes around comes around, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this
Absolutely.
is what we're experiencing. That's so I'm looking at Cypherum a minute, so I'll be able to give you some more information on that in a moment.
Yeah.
But
So I basically just want to bring that up because this is some of the things that where I tell you that cash is no longer king, because the reason why I talk about Cypherum, you know, shout out to the Cypherum community, and definitely want to bring that up because the Federal Reserve prints our money. You know, they print our money. They from the Treasury and prints our money. So if they're going to a digital CBDC, a central bank currency, then what we need the money printer for? I mean, cash is no longer king, right or wrong. So I had to talk about that first because that's where our money is being printed. It is a digital, and if by 2023, right? If they're using a central bank currency, then why what's the point of printing any more dollars? And that's the whole point that I try to get everybody to understand, that we're going from physical to digital. And this signs the check to tell me that if they're using a CBDC, then why would they use the money printer any longer for? What is it for? Right? And this is in 2023. This is next year, in a couple of months, right? Maybe when the first quarter starts again. Right now, we're in the fourth quarter. So that's why I talk about Cypherum. You know what I'm saying? Cash is no longer king. We are into computer money. And if you look at all these big companies, you have IBM, Bill Gates, you have all these type of hedge funds, which we're going to talk about the next one, which is allowance block, right? Now, we're going to go, we just talked about Cypherum about from around the 15-minute, 14-minute mark. Now we're finna talk about the allowance block. Now, if you got anything you want to come back, and if anybody in the family got anything they want to ask about Cypherum, please do. But the next one that's the most heavy hitter out of Cypherum is the bridge. Now, when you're talking about bridging, you're talking about from something from DeFi, TradeFi, or to CeFi, centralized transactions. So you're talking about something that's going to bring that Old Testament money, which is baby boomers' money, hedge farms, banks, ex-bankers, all into this technology of something that's called allowance block. Now, allowance block is that bridge. Okay, not only does it bridge, it brings security, it brings utility, it brings smart contract. It's a trilemma. So this is something that we have to understand where technology is headed in the Web3. You know what I'm saying? It's ready for all these type of stuff. And as I always say, fourth industrial revolution. And Brother Tawara saying we are past the fourth industrial revolution because it's blockchain and cryptos. That's here already. You're right, Tawara. We passed that. So now we're going into that humanity where Elon Musk is already doing it, putting the chip into the pig. You know what I'm saying? Next is gonna be your ass. You know what I mean? So we're here, Tawara.
Yes.
So that's why I bring to the family the allowance block crypto. That's a very important crypto because I'm a crypto man. I talk about cryptos and I break them down to the white meat. I break them down simply stupid so we understand it. So I know you say you're not really familiar with these projects, you know, but that's why I'm telling you that cash is not king no more. Computer money is king, and the next bull run will be a data bull run. Okay. And vast majority of this cryptocurrency that I'm calling allowance block is a data tunnel. And when you're talking about a data tunnel, is using other cryptos like HOT. You know, these are things that you should write down. HOLOCHAIN. And that's another data company. And another data company we're going to talk about that's a data democracy is JasmyCoin. And JasmyCoin is ex-Sony. So these are major player cryptos. If you got eyes to see and ears to listen, definitely should be in your portfolio. So Chawara, I mean, I know you're not familiar with as much as cryptos that I'm talking about. These are some of the cryptos that I have went over over the previous weeks. But how do you feel about data being that new dollar?
Oh, data is at the heart of the new global economic market. Matter of fact, when we say data, what are we talking about? You know, and my colleagues, my partners in TEM will be able to elaborate even more in depth on what you're speaking about. That's why, you know, we're going to organize for them to the head man to actually make an appearance and kind of, you know, talk with you directly first, of course, and then, you know, because he's more of the technical technician. I'm the ambassador for the company, as well as the
what company is this again you just called out?
Well, the acronym is TEM, which is TEM, TEMM, which is Third Eye, Third Eye Metamedia. You know, and we are a blockchain developers, so we developed the entire system. You know, it's built by us and it's ran by us. You know what I'm saying? So we have that technology, and not many of us of this ethnicity that we are into it to that extent, to that level, especially in the United States. You know, and if we are controlled by another ethnic company. You know, we work for those people. You know, this is one who we developed this system, and we're at the cutting edge. You know, so everything that you're speaking about, we are able to do. Whatever Alliance does, we do, and we have already minted our own currency and all of that, and it is backed by tangible assets.
And you say it's TUMM?
TE.
TE.
MM.
Okay.
You know, so this is what we do. We have not launched yet, you know, and that's because you know, we're not trying to be in nobody's pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that's another thing we have to understand about this new global economic market. And when we talk about data, what we're really saying, we're talking about value. For instance, give an example of data. As you know, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, they collect data.
Oh, yeah.
And then they also have companies that have created software that creates data. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, you know, when people put those filters on their image, when they go on Instagram or Twitter and all these different platforms,
right?
They don't know they're giving up their persona by subscribing and taking on these different filters. And the company's making money off of their face, and they're getting paid nothing for it. So we have to understand what the revolutionary part of this is when we say industrial revolution. We have to understand that we need to own our own image, own our own intellectual property, own everything that comes off of your body, own your DNA. Don't give your DNA away. They make money off of that. Big money too. So you have to understand how can you monetize your intellectual property yourself. You know, we create our own NFTs. I see somebody threw NFT up there.
That's right.
You know, this is like, let me give you an example of an NFT. My daughter, one of my daughters, do, you know, when she feels like a little hobby, right? She'll get some canvas and she'll paint on it. So, you know, I told my partners, I said, look, my daughters do some paintings and so on and so forth. He says, hey, all you got to do is go get some digital copies and we'll turn all of those paintings into NFTs. Now, these are the paintings sitting around the house, ain't serving nothing. It's just there, something I do just to ease some stress or whatever, you know.
Right.
And you could have those as NFTs and they will grow, the value will grow over time. You can NFT land. You can tokenize land. You can tokenize anything that pops off the top of your head. So you see, it's beyond, crypto is good and it's important, but really this new global economic market is beyond crypto, beyond anything that we have ever seen before. You know, what it offers is the opportunity to have full control over what you do. You regulate yourself within the realm of this new global economic market. And then when we come together now, as you're speaking about the systems and that you brought up, like Alliance, Block, and so forth, when you're speaking in terms of that, you're talking about now really organizing that the power of groups and organizations and individuals, making it even more powerful, you know. So, you know, oh, you say fintech called TEM. Oh,
That's what you say you're working with, right? You one of the engineers on that, you say? The IT on that?
But the TEM stands for Third Eye Meta Media.
Okay.
That's what TEM stands for.
So you say you looking to launch this project soon?
Oh man, we've been trying to launch for a minute, you know, and the reason why we haven't is because we're not just going to take money from anybody. Because you understand what I'm saying? What goes down in the centralized world is takeovers and control, and we don't need anybody controlling what we're doing. We're here for the people. We've created this system for our people, predominantly, but it's for all peoples, whatever race, color, or creed you are, you know. But we will remain at the steering wheel. We will guide this vehicle into the new global economic market. You know what I'm saying? And so this is why we have not launched it. And we've spoken to many people. Many people talk to us, but we don't want to talk to people unless they actually are serious and, you know, have the capability and the ability to enter into this new global economic market, which we have set the platform for it. You know, and I'll give you a little bit more information on it, you know, as soon as you finish, you know, your presentation. And I don't want to get too deep into it because I have certain documents here that I will try to share information from, you know, as far as, but to give you a slight taste of, we are, it's a Third Eye Meta Media platform. It's initially launched a decentralized application. Its features include decentralized content hosting, i.e. unstoppable and uncensorable, NFTs and or membership control content and services access, and smart contract management, payment and reward systems. So we have all of that. We do monetize. We monetize whatever you want to be monetized. You know, we will find it's locked into our system. You know, the Third Eye Meta Media decentralized applications as a list of roadmap, like a roadmap. And insights, we have a section called Insight, which is live streaming video, movies, films, anthologies, music videos, etc. It's like Netflix. So we have our own Netflix built into our system, and that's like a $55.2 million global subscribers. This is what Netflix have. right?
Right.
And then we have Chorus, which is like streaming audio, music, podcast, radio, audiobooks, live content, which is like Spotify. It's the equivalent to Spotify. So what we're doing is we're preparing a place for our people to come into and be able to express themselves without being shut down. Like, you know what YouTube do?
Oh yeah.
When they don't like what you're saying, if you're speaking the truth, they shut you down.
Yep.
But it's not going to happen over here. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
this is we have another platform called Nopedia, KNOWpedia, and basically self-publishing platform and literary marketplace. It's like Amazon Books. Okay, so we have that locked in, and as of 2021, Amazon has over 200 million Prime subscribers, which brings us about 147 million based in the US alone, right? Then we have the Nowhere, KNOWWARE University, which is a certified knowledge skill, play to learn and play to earn learning management courseware platform. It's like Udemy. You know, if Udemy is that type of a platform that's in the centralized system. So we have built that inside of our system, one equivalent to that. And Udemy has more than 40 million students and over 245 million course enrollments to date. And you know that's where it's going. You know that universities will be shut down, will become obsolete, just like 8-track and cassette tapes. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now we just download music. You just download whatever you want. You know, when the pandemic was at its height, right? Nobody went to school. Everything was learned from home. That was a test run. People don't understand. A lot of us do not understand what's really happening. We are in this transitional stage. I know you remember the incident in Buffalo, New York, where the young man went into the grocery store and shot up like 10 people. Have you heard? You remember that, right?
Yeah. I remember seeing that. Yeah.
Now, you remember there was one man in there, which was a retired, I think, state police troop officer, you know, and he was working as a guard at that particular store. And he had invented an engine that runs off of water. And he was about to, if he had not already, trademarked the whole thing. He was amongst the dead. You understand? Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying to you, and he wasn't the first one. There was a Caucasian man prior to that, some years before, that had done the same thing, and the same thing happened to him. I'm saying this to say this, that the centralized system is not going to bow out gracefully. It's going to be a lot of upheaval, a lot of instability. It's a revolution, you know what I mean? And the revolution is, you know, if you want to get to the real definition of revolution, is, you know, is like when, you know, society becomes so frayed, you know, meaning discombobulated. People have a sense of mistreatment. They'll be mistreated, and that's what you see going on right now in the entire world. It's like a global abuse. Governments just have just outlived themselves. You know, you can see the issue in Ukraine. You can see the issue in Palestine, in Russia. You know, you can see the issue in Iran. You can see the issues globally throughout Africa and so forth, and throughout Europe. You know, these are signs of the fifth industrial revolution. It's a change. It's a drastic change, a radical change. It didn't happen overnight. It's an accumulation of things throughout the third and fourth industrial revolution. You know, and these people are still trying to hold on to fossil fuel. You know, when you have green energy, You know, you have green energy. You have a centralized currency called the lumi, which is it is backed by tangible assets. The tangible assets is backed by is a certain amount of a measure of gold, as well as green energy, which is solar energy. And it's an African. Well, it started in the Caribbean, and it was built by a Jamaican brother out of Caribbean. He left. He's out of Canada, but he designed a lumi, and it's a maroon currency, and that's the currency that the African Union is now really pushing and backing as the currency. Look at what happened to Gaddafi. The same thing. These are things that is a change, is a great change. Understand that this is a God-ordered time. God has ordered this change so that the suffering of the people of the earth and the earth itself can stop and balance can be returned to the earth and to creation, to all the peoples of the earth. We need balance right now. An uneven balance is abomination unto the Lord. This is written. And so, you know, this is what's happening. And so we have to really begin to look at what we're doing. Cryptocurrency is just the surface of it. It's just the surface of it. We have to look into value. Who's going to give you their money for something that has no value to them? So you build wealth by building value. And that's what I see you doing, my brother. That's why I say I'm proud of you. We haven't spoken in so long, and the Most High have brought us together. Our righteous ancestors have guided both of us and nurtured both of us over the years since 2010, 2011, 2012, and saw fit to bring us together now in 2022.
Peace, brother. Peace.
You know, so we have to look at that with as a prophetic energy, as something that was ordained.
That's right.
You know? And there's so much that we have to look at. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We have a cash pad built in. We have cash pad built in, which is temporary housing accommodation. I mean, crash pad. Excuse me, crash pad.
So with the term, right? Kings and Queens Acts. Is there any white paper that you can read?
It's just like I told you, right? When you say white paper, what do you mean by that?
So, like, basically, is there anywhere you can read up on it before it launches? Okay,
this is the whole thing. Okay, what we have to understand is that I'm a black man. Okay.
Okay.
And we have went the full course of Jim Crow. When I say Jim Crow, in other words, we have went through the fire and came out the other end unscathed. We have psychological problems amongst our race because we never got therapy, et cetera, et cetera. We are neck deep right now in a war against our people. As evolutionists, and I say evolutionists because this revolution that people keep talking about is really not a revolution, it's an evolution. Nonetheless, it's a war. It's flat out war. It's biological war. They're not going to come at you with guns no more. They would like to, they would like to come at you with guns, but they can't do it flat out like they used to because they already claim to be civilized. So if you claim to be civilized, you can't just come and kill people like how Hitler did and like how they used to do back in the days. You understand?
Right.
So we can't go out there as evolutionists who evolve into the God order. We have to live righteously, but we can't go into an unrighteous world speaking righteousness, because didn't Martin Luther King do that? What was his outcome? Didn't Malcolm X do that? What was his outcome? Didn't Patrice Lumumba do that? What was his outcome? Didn't Nelson Mandela and Winnie Mandela do that? What was his outcome? Their outcome. So we have to learn from those evolutionaries of the past, and we have to evolve their methods. So when individuals want papers on stuff, yeah, we can give you papers. You will, like I told you before, I need you to speak with my colleagues. You know, these are the main people. My work is to connect the world to our media system, you know, because I'm involved in the music industry. I'm involved in the film industry. You understand? So I'm not going to step out
And I
there.
apologize. I didn't properly get you to introduce yourself into the
Yeah.
family, man. You know, we already 40 minutes in, you know what I'm saying? And I know the family just hear you talking and you just revolution, baby. And I'm talking about like to the
You
highest
gotta
level.
move with
You know
stealth.
what
You
I'm
gotta move with
saying?
dignity. You gotta move.
Yeah.
You can't just come out there and say you for your people, because 9 times out of 10, you know, who turned on Christ? Wasn't it his own man? On the one Yeshua, Jesus Christ, aka. Wasn't it his own man? Who turned on Malcolm X? Wasn't it his own people? Who turned on Martin Luther King? Wasn't it his own people? Who turned on the Panthers? What they were doing, they were feeding their own people. They were educating their own people. They were they weren't doing anything wrong, but their end ended the same. Mandela wasn't doing nothing wrong. All of those people, Maurice Bishop wasn't doing anything wrong. He was speaking the truth and bringing his people together to be united and be self-sufficient, self-determined, and self-reliant. And they took these brothers out just like that. They didn't do anything. Who did Martin Luther King assault? Who did he kill? Who did he murder? Who did he mislead? We have to learn from those that came before us and not make the same mistake and go out there trying to teach our people. If you don't understand now, you will never understand. You know, what you are teaching the family here at Red Dad, Blue Dad is, like you said, if you have eyes to see, see, and if you have ears, just listen. You know, but if you don't, it's okay. But we have to move forward at any means necessary. Malcolm X said it. You know, we have to create the scenario. We have to determine our own destiny. And that's why I don't really, that's why I'm talking like in a manner that I'm talking. I'm not trying to put too much into the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? Because spirits only will pay attention to what they're interested in. What are the spirits that we're fighting interested in? They're interested to know who is trying to do good.
So basically, with this fintech company, you're moving in silence until it actually presents itself.
Yeah, we're moving in a way where we can talk to our people and let them know that there are alternatives. You know, you don't have to listen to and go along with whatever the centralized governments and systems direct you to. You know what I mean? We have the knowledge. Aren't we the largest consumers in America? Isn't our population the largest consumer population in America? Oh, yeah. So it's not a question, do we have the money? We do have the money. If you get 1 million people together, 1 million, and they each put $1 on the table, don't you have $1 million?
Yeah.
If you take 500,000 people and they put $2 on the table, don't we still have $1 million? If you take 250,000 people and they put $3 on the table, don't we still have $1 million? So the number of people is going down, and we still ain't even hit $5 yet. And we still have $1 million. So if you get 1 million people to put $100, that's $100 million. So our problem is our inability to unite and to move as one. See, this is where the value lies. This is where wealth lies. You know, so the biggest problem then is to unite. The biggest problem is to identify 1 million people that is willing to put $1 on the table. But at the same time, you have to give them a reason to put the $1 on the table. You can't just expect people to put $1 on. I don't give a damn if it's a dime.
So Tarara, so you saying that cryptocurrency is a great way to use the blockchain to control that dollar now that it's digital?
Yeah, well, cryptocurrency is the currency that the blockchain, you enter into blockchain with when you talk about currency. But the blockchain has many other uses other than currency and other, you know what I mean? So you could build wealth on the blockchain. You know what I mean? It's about business. You can build business. You can build a whole business on the blockchain. You can educate people on the blockchain. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying, we speak about data, right? Data. So they take data and they sell data. You have to understand there's two sides to the coin. There's a righteous side and there's an unrighteous side. You have to decide what side of the coin you want to be on. See, those that are unrighteous will not last long within the blockchain system because the blockchain system is based on the starfish business model. The starfish will get rid of toxic shit. It will cut it off.
You say the starfish, right?
Yeah, the starfish business model. It's two business models. The web, which is governed by the spider, and the starfish, which is a sea creature. And the starfish has its ability to regrow tentacles. So if it's injured, it will ditch the injured part of itself and grow back a new part where it was once injured, now it's whole again. So this is one of the things that the centralized system don't like about the decentralized system, you see. They don't like that because they like to be able to be in control. And who they want to kill them. And who they want to lift up to the top, they lift them up. And what we have then is an uneven balance, an uneven distribution of wealth. See, they don't level the playing field. A level playing field does not work here today. They don't want to level it. Let me give you another example as a black man. We talk about reparations, right? And see, we as a people have to understand reparations for us is not about money per se or currency. Okay, reparations goes into many different phases of itself. When it comes to us, I don't know about other ethnicities, but for us, number one, if you're not going to reparate the laws that govern the country, you're not doing nothing, because it was laws that were passed that was agreed upon by the Europeans and others to go into Africa and to go into the world and enslave the indigenous and aboriginal peoples of the planet and to abuse them and do all of the things that they have done to them over the past 2,600 years. So you got to reparate laws when it comes to us. You want to give us reparation, reparate them damn laws. Then you're going to have to reparate the business industries of the nations of the world. Because all of them, the JP Morgans, and the Carnegies, you name it, they all made money and their wealth off of our blood, sweat, and tears. So you need to reparate. They need to be reparated. Then you need to reparate the educational system. You understand? So when you're talking about reparations, when it comes to the black man, you got to go into reparations for real, for real. Money is the last thing, and you got to give us our lands back. You got to get the hell off of our earth. You know, what belongs to us must be returned to us. And I'm talking about not just Africa. I'm talking about the Americas. You know, and you know, you have this thing. So reparations goes into so much that these people, they don't see themselves doing that. So you see what I'm saying now? It's like we talk about reparations like, oh, they got to give us write a check. I don't need nobody to write me a damn check, bro. You give me my land, give me how many states you need to give us over here in the Americas, and we will establish our own government, our own system of governance, everything. This is what we need to be talking about in terms of when we talk about liberation, we talk about freedom, we talking about leveling the playing field. And then all of the patents and the inventions that we invented that they are still eating off of.
NFT stopped that now, right?
All of the music. And now you understand what I'm talking about. It's beyond crypto.
Non-fungible tokens and blockchain stopped that now, right?
Yes. Remember when Christ said, be in the system, but not of the system. So here comes a system now that's being shown. Say, this is a system. Go into it. You're still in this system now. But you see, there are changes. People don't understand. A lot of us do not understand that there are so many changes happening. The sun has changed. The earth has changed. And the DNA in your body is changing. A new heaven and a new earth is coming into existence. You know, I don't know if anyone have sensed the change during the pandemic. You know, when everybody was told stay home. Did you notice how fresh the air was? It was less pollution because people were doing less. You know, what is it? Affirmative action, individual monetary payments, settlements, scholarships, waiving of fees, and systemic initiation to offset injustice, land-based compensation related to independence. So what is that person saying? They're saying what? They're saying that because all of these things are in place, it's offsetting.
Right. They're saying that that's what we need as, I guess, as people as a whole. We need liberation. We need them to offset it. We need a great reset, pretty much.
Now let's look at the first one, affirmative action.
Yeah.
Okay. Did they do that? Did they pass that law, affirmative action?
I don't know.
They did, right?
Well, I'm not sure.
Yeah, affirmative action was passed where they said, you know, you gotta have black folks going to the schools where white people go and all this kind of stuff. That's affirmative action, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
You gotta have some what they call them. You gotta have some minorities. What is a minority? It's somebody that's not capable of taking care of themselves.
Oh,
I don't consider myself a minority. You know, I don't need nobody to take care of me, but I don't consider myself a minority. You understand? So right. Affirmative action was already put in place in the individual monetary payments. What is that going to do? Look how many people hit the lotto and hit $20 million, and then in 3 months they broke.
They don't know how to manage their money.
If you don't have the mindset to go along with these things, payments, settlements, what is that? We do that all day long. It's you're talking about third party action there now, payment settlement, because they sell the paper to a third party, and now you have to try to make a deal with the next party. All they're doing is renewing the loan. You understand? You have scholarships. What is scholarship? Knowledge is free. Why are you selling knowledge? Why are you selling knowledge? Knowledge is free by the laws of life. Wavering of fees. Wavering of fees. Why is there any fees involved in the first place? Understand? Systemic initiatives. What do you mean by systemic? We talking about systemic initiatives for what? Systemic racism and discrimination. What about the banks and what about the veterans that went to war and came back and lost all of these things? I'm just addressing this because I need to understand. You know, what does this mean? You know, we have done all of that. We have done all of that.
Yeah.
You know, initiative to offset injustices, land-based compensation related to independence. Now, I agree with land-based compensation. In other words, give up the land. Give up the land. That there is the only thing out of all what I just read here is the only thing that makes sense. Give us the land and leave us the hell alone. We don't hate you. We don't hate you. We choose not to hate you. What did the people down in the Carolinas did when the young man came into the church and shot up everybody in the basement at Bible study? They came out about a week later or 2 weeks later and said, we forgive that young man. Who does that?
That's right. Right.
Isn't it Christ-like people do that? We are a Christ-like people. We do not have to prove anything to anyone. Just leave us alone and correct yourself. Of all those things that we just saw on that last piece there, did any of these people in authority and in power apologize? We ain't even got an apology, bro. So all of that stuff right there is fluff. Except for the land part. That's what they need to do. And they have not done that. They have not repented of their sins. They continue to do them. They continue to kill our children in the street. Breonna Taylor, you know, and George Floyd, and so many others. Prior to there's so many I can't even name them, because I'm more concerned with our freedom fighters, you know, like Bob Marley. You know, it was an FBI agent poisoned him with cancer. Peter Tosh was murdered by a guy that was sent to befriend him. You know what I'm saying? Malcolm X was murdered. Martin Luther King was murdered. Not one of them has stood up as, you know, and, you know, these people, I don't hate them. After all that we have endured, I personally do not hate them, and I don't think our people hate them. But what I think our people are expecting is for them to repent, change. And if you don't want to change, that's fine, because we're not here to force you, but leave us alone. Leave us to our business. Why, when we call the police, is a bunch of white people come into a black neighborhood? What do you expect? Now, if you send maybe 5 black officers, you may get a different result, because you're sending 5 people that look like the people that's having the problem. So 9 times out of 10, those 5 police officers can relate to what's going on, and they're going to know how to talk to them black folks. But you send 5 or 6 white officers into a black community with guns. They got their guns on their badge. Do you really think they're going to respect that community? Come on, it's really dumb to think that, you know, your enemy is going to respect you, or somebody that don't like you.
That's why I said that it's a great reset. And I've done articles months ago about the robot. The robot only sees ones and zeros. He don't see color. He just sees breaking the law. So that's why I showed a video of the robot pulling the person over and giving him a ticket. It wasn't based on color, it was based on him breaking the so-called law. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the robots will eventually take over law enforcement. That's why I see, because that's why I think they're making it worse, making a lot of stuff badder than what it really is, and hyping stuff up and making a race war. You know what I'm saying? Based off, because nobody's really like, you got to think about it. Nobody really on that like that. That white, black, purple, this and that. It's really the system itself, and they hype it up because we do have smartphones, we do have technology, and we able to catch it. But then you have people that's put in place to hype things up, to create stuff, to make it what it is, so they can change laws. You understand what I'm saying? To bring in the robots, to bring in this stuff. You know what I mean? So I see that stuff happening. And shout out to Phantom Beats, man. Peace to you, brothers. Thanks for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? But that's why we're gonna have robots take law enforcement. I'm telling you.
Now, what's very important?
Ones and zeros is king.
Yeah. Now, what's very important in what you just said is this: we have to bear in mind that history is only as credible as the historian that's telling it. That's number one. Yeah. And I say that to relate to what you just said. The robot will be only as efficient and effective
as the programmer,
based upon the programmer, the creator, the maker, the programmer that made that robot. Now, if that robot is made by your enemy, your ass is in trouble. On a straight up tip. Let's get real. We need to, if we're gonna have robots police in our community, we need to be the one that construct the robot. We need to be the one that program the robot. This is why I say Third Eye Meta Media is the way to go. We have to do for self. Marcus Garvey said that. Race first. Do for self. Self-reliance. You understand? Yeah. There is a law called self-determination, that we all have the right, that every people of this planet Earth have the right to self-determination. That's a law. And when we begin to go by the law, that means no one has the right to take away your ability to determine your own destiny. In other words, to be self-determined, to school yourself, to feed yourself, to clothe yourself. If that happens, right? Think about this. If you feed yourself, right? That means you farming your own food. If you school yourself, that means you're teaching your own children. If you heal yourself, that means you're dealing with your own health. That means that market, because you know the American Medical Association was created off of experimentation of our people. That's a historical and known fact. We were put on tables and cut open like frogs, and put to various forms of torture just to come up with what they call their medical association. That's why I say all of that has to be reparated. Did we get paid for that? Did they pay any of the families that were used for that? No. This is some real, this is, you know, when you cut through all the bullshit, so to say, you know, when you cut through all of the floss and you stay focused on the truth, what is the truth? Here's the Constitution. Let me put this out here because I want my people to know, and I want all people to understand this. It's not just for black people, it's for all people. That which is can never not be. That which is not can never be. Righteousness is the foundation of all things. Peace is established by righteousness. Love is the rule of law. Understanding is mandatory. Truth is vanguard. Wisdom is a gift, and knowledge is free. Brotherhood and sisterhood is the way. Brotherhood for the men and sisterhood for the women. And together, what they share amongst each other, what they interact, how they interface with each other is through goodwill. That's a command that cannot be subverted. You cannot alter that. It will not work. You cannot change it. I don't care what nobody says. Look into what I've just said. That is the true constitution of life. You want to be successful? You want to be wealthy? Then understand that righteousness is the foundation of all things. It is said, seek first the kingdom of heaven and all things will be granted unto you. Seek first the kingdom of heaven and all of its righteousness, and all things will be granted unto you. It is said and written again that righteousness exalts a nation. So why are these people exalting themselves? Because they got a bomb and they can press a button and they can destroy millions of people's lives and ruin the earth and ruin the atmosphere. And they go around with their chest poked out and their head held high and they give out all these threats. Oh yeah, we're going to war and we're going to destroy you if you don't do this, and we're going to put a sanction on you, we're going to embargo you. How are they exalted? They're not exalted. Marcus Garvey said, intelligence rules the world. Intelligence rules the world. So when we enter into the red dad and blue dad energy of vibration, we got to understand that if you're not a righteous thinking person, you don't have to be righteous. Just think in terms of righteous. So when you think in terms of righteous, what are you doing? You're thinking, you know, you got love for everyone. You seek to understand. You know, you're not trying to be confused. It said it is better for a man to live on a rooftop than in a house of confusion. So understanding is mandatory to move forward. And we have to have self-control and self-discipline.
Boy, brother, you getting us a mouthful, boy. This has been a
Okay.
hell of a crypto lesson, baby. This has been a lesson and a blessing at the same time.
Because you know what you're doing, my brother. You know, like
I'm
back in the days.
having
You
to
know
get
where we
it
were
all
back in
night,
the days.
baby.
Huh?
Brother Small bringing it. Now he's bringing that energy. Now, and I call myself a financial freedom fighter. Here's a fighter.
Hey, brother Red Dad, Blue Dad, brother Red Dad,
Yeah,
Blue Dad.
yeah, yeah.
You know what it was when we first met.
Yeah, man, definitely, definitely.
We were,
I told people
right where
before.
you're at right now, and right where I'm at right now was where we were at when we first met.
Yeah,
We were
yeah,
talking about elevate. We was talking about, you know, making it. We was talking about, you know, we was talking about good stuff. We were
yeah.
talking about being real. And you was one of the realest brothers that I met back in the days,
Appreciate it, brother.
and you know, you was a young brother, because I don't, you know, for some strange reason, I've always been around young brothers, and you know, I've never been around brothers my age, you know, and
Right.
it was just the way it is. You feel me? And so I have a large family, I have a lot of children, so you know, I guess the young energy just stayed that way, you know. But
Yeah.
I'm very proud of you in terms of to see that, you know, you stuck to your guns, bro, and you kept it moving, you know. And that made me happy to know that, you know, you're still in the loop of the realm of what we were talking about, you know, over 10, 15 years ago, you know, and I've come a certain distance in the game, and it's not a game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I come to a certain distance in the game, and I found out it's not a game. It's real.
It's real.
It's
It's real.
real.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, man. Like I always tell the family, I say, man, you know, before crypto, you know, I've been a financial freedom fighter. I've been on this, you know, and like again, I appreciate the crypto family that I have established here. You know, 95% of the, you know, of my listeners is definitely all, you know, all races and all colors. So I definitely appreciate them. But at the end of the day, you see what color I am, so I cannot deny that at all. And I can't deny what I'm coming from and what I see my people go through and what I see all people go through. At the end of the day, you know, I always been about just good people, good energy people. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like you even said before, you got to watch your own kind too, because a lot of times your own kind is the one who put you down. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, for me, man, I'm just like I say, for people who got eyes to see and ears to listen, and that's the bottom line. And I'm gonna keep that moving. You know what I'm saying? Until I move on and move out. You know what I'm saying? Because the vast majority of this stuff that we talk about is gonna be definitely history anyway. We'll be gonna moving on to the next thing. So, man, you know, this been positive, man. You gave us that energy. You gave me that energy, man. You brought. That's why I stayed quiet, man, because you're touching that solar plexus, brother, and you powerful, man. And I just hope the family. I know they was here for crypto, but they got a deeper lesson. So this is deeper than cryptos and blockchains. You know
Well,
what I'm
you know,
saying?
on October, for those listeners that are online right now or know anyone, you know, I'm in the Atlanta area, you know, and on October 29th, I will be performing at the Black I Am
Yeah,
Award.
but tell people, look, we never got really. We had an hour when you was bringing that energy, and it's my fault. You never really got a chance to introduce the people and tell them who you are. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, it is.
Yeah,
Like my people say, I am that I am, you know. So when
yeah,
I'm in Florida, I'm a Floridian. When I'm in Ghana, I'm a Ghanaian. It ain't about where you're born, because that, like Peter Tosh said, no matter where you come from, as long as you're a black man, you're African, you know. So
yeah,
it's a whole mindset shift, you know, quantum movement. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, all things is according to the will of the Most High and our righteous ancestors. And I say righteous ancestors because we shouldn't just say ancestors, because there's some of our ancestors that were evil and wicked and weak-hearted and weak-minded. So we have to designate which ancestors we are speaking of, that guides and walks with us, and that's our righteous ancestors. We also walk in their footsteps. We are not on their shoulders, Because if we're on their shoulders, that means we'll get no further than they got. But if we walk in their footsteps, when they stop because of assassination or whatever, we will continue to walk. We have to get off our ancestors' shoulders and create our own empire as they did, because we have the DNA and the chromosomes that gives us the ability and the capability of doing these things. Case in point, Gabriel Oyibo, Gij, comma J equals 0. Look it up, my brothers and sisters, because that is the God order. Goglet, God Almighty, Grand Unified Theorem, the greatest mathematician of all times, past, present, and future. Gabriel Odu Oyibo. Do the research on that brother right there. And that brother is a brother that we are actually directly connected with. And this is why I would like Red Dad, Blue Dad, people, family to understand. When anything you want to know about crypto, you shoot it to me and I shoot it to my people, and they'll tell you. When I tell you that the brother that built our structure, he's been doing this since he was like 14. Okay, he's been doing it since he was 14. And you will get to speak with him, brother Red Dad, Blue Dad. You'll get to speak with him and ask him anything you want about this crypto thing and this blockchain thing. And he will tell you all of these names: XRP, TE, Tier, XDC, HBAR, and all of that. Trust me, he'll tell you exactly.
And we'll have him on, brother.
Huh?
I said, I can't wait to get him on, you know.
Yeah, that's why I take
what Crypto Jack said, man. Crypto Jack said you are speaking decentralized, man. You are speaking
to the fullest, though. To the fullest. We have to understand, you know, when you say decentralized, you're not talking about 1 foot in and 1 foot out.
Yes.
Yeah, you talking about it. Let me give you an example who put both foot in. McAfee. McAfee put both foot in. He developed that software for what? What was the software to do? Security.
Security, yeah.
Security is number one. What does the blockchain offer? Blockchain offers security when done properly. Because you know there's two sides to the coin now. You know, to every action is an equal and opposite reaction. None is superior to the other. You make your choice. You make a choice. You want to choose evil, you choose evil. If you want to choose righteousness and goodness and you know, you choose that. But neither one is superior to the other. They're equal, but they're opposite. So being that they're equal, and being that they're opposite, the results will be different. So a man that says, well, I'm staying in a centralized system, he's going to fall with the wicked when the wicked fall. Because they control the centralized system. And a man says, I'm going into the decentralized system, then you're going into a system that offers you liberation, some kind of freedom, whether it be virtual or it doesn't matter what it be. Because no matter how virtual the system is, I'm going to ask one question. No matter how virtual a system is, you got to ask yourself, are you virtual? Because you're not virtual. You actual. So just because the system is virtual, that don't make you virtual. Virtual just gives you an opportunity. The system, the blockchain system, is a system that just gives you an opportunity to exercise your actuality. For you to actualize your dreams, to actualize, and it's up to you. That's why righteousness is the foundation of all things. And you enter into it, in righteousness. You enter into it in truth. In an equal balance. You ain't trying to rip people off. You ain't trying to hustle. See, because anything that you do that is dishonest gonna come to light. Because you see, that which is hidden shall be revealed. That's a part of the Constitution. You know what I'm saying? That which is can never not be, that which is not can never be. that which is hidden, all that is hidden shall be revealed. Righteousness is the foundation of all things. So you see, people that in this system we're in now is a shady characters, man. Shady, shady. They smile in your face all the time. They want to take your place. We was told that back in the 60s when Motown, the backstabbers. Michael Jackson came and told us, they don't give a damn about us.
All I want to say is they don't really care about us.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bob Marley said, hey, Mr. Cop, you ain't got no birth certificate on me now.
Yeah. Don't let them fool you.
You know what I'm trying to show our family, our people, Red Dad, Blue Dad, is that we are not an unknowing people, and we have been dropping the message throughout the generations. Mother Earth and Father Time has never failed us. Mother Earth have always fed us and nurtured us and taken care of us, and Father Time has always blessed us with children and given us generations so that we can survive. Now they want us to go to Planned Parenthood. They want our children, little young men, to turn into little young women, and they want to do all of these little young women to turn into little young men, and they want us as parents to endorse that shit. When Father Time has never failed us, he has always given us offsprings. He has always given us a generation to replace the next generation, so that we can be liberated at some time in the time continuum. And Mother Earth has kept us healthy and kept us safe and fed us and nurtured us. And we are the ones that have failed Mother Earth. We are the ones that have disappointed Father Time. Yeah.
Facts.
You see, so we have to really look at ourselves and do some critical assessment here. Because to move forward with Red Dad, Blue Dad, you got to be critically, you got to assess yourself critically.
Oh,
you know,
what's powerful?
You got to assess yourself critically. You got to take a good look at who you are and what your skills and what you want in life, you know, and how you want to achieve your goals. Because Red Dad, Blue Dad is here to kind of show you the landmines in a sense. You know, and I will definitely be a part of that process.
That's why I like the way you put a lot of stuff where you say it's the choice. Like I say, the red dad is a choice, the blue dad is a choice.
It's a choice.
It's a choice. You can be a successful blue dad, you can be a successful red dad. What choice do you choose? You know,
and we have to get used to using the word no. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The centralized system just wants you to say yes. Oh, yes, we have a great health program here. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, we have some free phones. Here it is. Yeah, free phones. All you got to do is, it's a government phone. You know, it's a free phone. We say yes. Oh, give one to all my children. Don't you know they're watching your children when you give your child that phone? They know where your child is at all times, and you don't. They can come snatch your child up at any time. And you wondering what the hell happened and don't realize that it's because you gave them that phone. The child is, 8? Walking around with a cell phone. Why? Ain't got no job to go to. Only thing your child's supposed to be doing is listening to you and being obedient to you. And the only thing you're supposed to be doing is protecting that child and nurturing that child and educating that child. You're not supposed to be abusing the child or molesting that child. We have went from mothering and fathering to parenting. What is a parent? A male or female, right? What is a mother? Female. What is a father? A male. A father cannot be a female and a mother cannot be a male. So you see, the words are so important. We went from mothering and fathering and became parenting. Now we don't give a shit about our children. We'll abort them. We'll abort them in a heartbeat. The mothers don't give a shit no more. It's my body, my choice. Don't give a damn about the life that's in them. They're looking at children like some commodity on the shelf of a grocery store. I can't afford that. Let's get the cheaper one. Nah, we only got this much money, so we ain't gonna have none. But all the time they party and they turning up. And they're having sex like they ain't never had it before. But they don't care because they're parents. They're not
those blockchains, family. Let's deeply those blockchains.
Yeah, but what is your most valuable commodity? Isn't it your children?
Yeah.
Children is your most valuable. How come we were valuable when we were being oppressed and enslaved and working the cotton fields, but we're not valuable no more? Money is more important than our babies. Then they got celebrities endorsing that bullshit. Excuse my language, but you know.
That's true. It's true.
I'm just trying to be real. I ain't trying to sugarcoat nothing.
Well, yeah, like Kings and Queens Empowerment stated, you know, it started with you're giving away with the Social Security when you sign a birth certificate at the hospital. You know, that's when you became a parent at that time.
Yes.
You went from being a father, a fresh and blood father, fresh and blood mother, and to a parent once you gave them your signature and sign them over to the system. So that's 100% right.
And your children became kids.
Became baby goats. Yep.
Baby goats. You see, we have to understand the importance of words. When we speak to each other, back in the days, we used to say, "Hey, brother, how you doing?" And you say, "Hey, sister. Good morning, sister. Good evening, sister. Good afternoon, sister." Now we're looking at each other and say, "How you doing, sir? How you doing, ma'am? How you doing? Hey, you that's a good. How many children you got? How many boys you got? How many girls you got?"
That's true.
Well, the definition of boy is of unknown origin, or a black slave, or a black slave. Now, are you a black slave? I know I'm not. I got a mother and a father, and any man or woman that's birthed into this earth got to come by way of a mother and father, even if you don't know them. So you're not a boy, because a boy is a black slave and is of unknown origin. A girl is defined etymologically as either male or female. So when you see these black women and these sisters out here calling each other, "Hey, girl, what's up, girl, girl, we're going there, girl," just cut it out. Your women look at each other and say, "Hey, sister, what's going on, sister?" These are two black women. That's how we used to talk. We never called each other no girl. We have changed because we have become ignorant to the truth of what things are. Remember, you know, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. I usually like to use the word creator. In the beginning was the Word was with the Creator, and the Word was the Creator. Because God can be anything, but the Creator can only be one. You know, a God can't create. Because to be a creator, you have to start with nothing, zero. That's why Gabriel Oyibo's formula is Gij, J equals 0, equals God. On a scale, right? Where's the balance found?
0.
Ain't it at 0?
Yeah.
On a scale, the 0 is God. To the right of the 0 is everything positive to infinity. To the left of the 0 is everything negative to infinity. So negative and positive is really equal at 0. And you can choose what you need. You may need some negative now. Don't be afraid. Get you some negative. You may need some negative to balance the shit out. You may need to remove some positive to balance it out. You may need to remove some negative to balance it out. But an uneven balance is an abomination unto the Lord. That's what is written.
That's right.
That's what is written. So, you know, I really appreciate, wait a minute, we have been brainwashed by
television.
Television.
Yeah, well, that's what he
Yeah.
said.
This
Television.
is the weapon. Television.
Oh,
I'm looking at my
television.
cell
It's
phone.
television, you know, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
A
Yeah,
silent weapon.
that's the
Sure.
correct statement. Lucy,
That's true,
Lucy
yeah.
B.
That's true,
Lucy
yeah.
B, you got it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but then again, once again, the television is not really what really brainwashes us. It is our mindset that brainwashes us. Because the Buddha says there's three things you need to do: do no evil, do good, purify and cleanse your mind. So if you purify and cleanse your mind, and you do no evil and you do good, you can look at the television and you can learn a heck of a lot from it, because you're not looking at it with an entertainment mind.
Decoding it, yeah, you decoding it, yes.
You decoding, because I'm gonna tell you something. They put a lot of the information in all those programs.
Absolutely, yeah.
And you can see where they're going with it. You can see the evil that they're weaving. And you can say, okay, that's what they're doing. I need to keep my children on this side of the road. You know what I'm saying? But if you're looking at these weapons, as the sister said, with an entertainment mentality, then you're going to be, what they say, misled. Because that's what entertainment means, to mislead the people, to entertain them. That's why as an artist, I'm not an entertainer. And I tell people that in a minute. I said, number one, I'm an artist and I'm an edutainer. So I'm going to give you some, when I get done with you from a musical standpoint, you're going to be like, shit, what was that? What did I just experience? I've experienced that. I'm not talking from experience. I'm not talking from nothing. I'm talking from experience, where people have literally, without me soliciting them, come and they spoke their mind and their heart to me. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I take it easy. I'm not, music is what I do, and it's a beautiful thing, but it's liberation of my people and the liberation of humanity, the liberation of the earth is really what I am more poised to deal with. And that's why I don't really push my neck out there. I don't deal with the music industry. I've never have, I never will. People in the music industry don't even know who the hell I am, because I've never went to them, because I don't want to, because I've seen what they've done to my brothers and sisters before me. So why would I go there? You know what I mean? Why would I go there? For what, money? So I can be a superstar? Don't need it. I'd rather give myself to my people. When I say that, this is what I'm saying. When I say this, is what I'm saying. I don't mean it figurative. I mean it literally. You know how you go to Sony Records and you say this, and Sony Records give you a contract, and then Sony Records says, okay, this is the contract, and now they own your shit, right? And they give you created it 100%, but they're gonna give you like 3%. If you get 5%, you're good. You feel like you don't got a lot, because they're gonna give you a bunch of money and shit to make you feel like you're giving you, and they're gonna put you in all their little medias and their little platforms and shit, and they'll even go out there and buy 1 million copies just to turn you into a platinum, artist. They'll buy 2 million copies off back just to make you double platinum.
Buying their own records, huh? Buying the records for you.
So what I do is this. I look at my people and say, you love what you hear? Support me. If you support me, you push me, you work with me, you spread the word, I'll give you the music. You sell it anyhow you want. I say it's a 50-50 deal. You got 50% of whatever you sell, and you can sell it through whatever portals or whatever mediums you want. See, this is going to be the beauty of the blockchain now, and this new global economic market, where we empower ourselves and we empower each other. This is the key of crypto. Crypto is just the surface of it all. We're talking about a realm, a kingdom that you control with your mind and with your unity, with your personal physical self. So when I do that, right, Just think about this. Let's suppose a thing. Let's say a CD. Let's call it a CD. An album. An album costs $20. Well, $10 out of that is yours. So if you sell 1 million copies, that's $10 million. So it's 20 million on together. I'm going to get 10 million. You're going to get 10 million. Now you can pass that down to your children. Ain't that what Sony Records do with our brothers and sisters shit after they murder them?
Mm.
And now what they do, they live and their children come and live off it. And their grandchildren, they didn't do nothing for it. And our children stay in the hood suffering, dying from gang violence, dying from police brutality, dying from an injustice system. Because they call it criminal justice. How does the justice system call itself criminal justice? That means it's giving justice to the criminals.
Mm.
It's not justice. It's supposed to be a justice system, not a criminal justice system. People don't understand these words that they use. They're telling you what they're doing, but you going to them for justice. How are you going to go to them for justice when they're running a criminal enterprise? So we have to understand that what the blockchain is about. And when Red Dad, Blue Dad talk about things, he's talking about liberating yourself and making that choice to think and not to conform. Making your decisions without expectations. Because when you make a decision, it should be based on clear-cut knowledge and facts. So that you know, if you're gonna buy this crypto or that crypto, ask yourself, is it backed by anything tangible? Because if it ain't, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it.
Right.
There's a lot of different things, you know, to look at.
Yeah, in this case, man, you know, definitely when it, like I say, definitely when it comes to crypto, definitely when it comes to blockchains, and definitely when it comes to investing your money, like 2R said, is not backed by anything, of course, not yet at least. The dollar's not backed by anything. And we all know that the only thing really supported or makes it legitimate is the army that we have, right? Mm-hmm. Now, the cryptocurrency, as being an investor, what makes it back at this point, what is the smart money, is the people who's backing it, the people who supports it, for me is what it backs it, by the people who support it, or the people who's involved with it. And that's what I look at. And that's what I'm telling you. If you got eyes to see and ears to listen, if you know ex-bankers, you know fintech companies, the largest in the game, your BlackRocks and your Barclays, your PNB, and all these people is investors or partners into this becomes a no-brainer now. You know what I mean? You know, dude, like what the dude, what the investor guy say, do his child need to paint you a picture right now? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, so that's that choice that you have. That's that red dad, blue dad. The red dad is investment, you know what I'm saying, knowledge, know your land, you know what I'm saying, and all this investing. And the blue dad is just that same institution, what you got, it don't do anything. That same educational system, what you got, don't do anything. And you're doing useless spending, which haven't changed nothing. You know what I'm saying? So what choice do you have when you come to the table? What do you expect any change if you're on your job? Do you expect anything to happen outside of your job if you don't make something happen, if you don't do something about it? If you do something outside of that, are you looking for the same results? Must be, because you're doing the same exact thing. Sometimes you got to go outside of the norm. Sometimes you have to do it, Terrar. If you won't change, then you have to create change.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, Terrar, you doing your thing, man. Like I say, this is deeper than cryptos and blockchains, man. Going on and on, brother. I mean, like I said, this is deeper. And this is the decentralized that the family has to see, and it's the reality. It's the reality. Everybody in here knows the reality. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that's on this live stream got eyes to see and ears to listen. They understand the reality of it. They understand that blockchain. They understand that cash is ash, as Kings and Queens Empowerment say. As Phantom Beat said earlier, that they stole the automobile ideals and stuff like that. We understand that now these folks that's old, first of all, old people don't start trends. It's the young people that start trends. So cryptocurrency is not a old person thing. it's a young person thing. So
Mm-hmm.
so basically they understand. Like when I look at the feds meet and when they go to the board and talk, do you see how old those people are? Bro, they like rusty. They're like 80, 90 years old. I'm like, let somebody else have that. Like, I guess when you just reading the prompt and you just, they understand that this system has changed and it's changing. You know what I'm saying? Whether they're gonna live tomorrow or not, they understand it. So they really just getting the other older, no disrespect, the other older folks that's living and say, hey man, this has happened. I'm sorry, I gotta move your money to this system. They're not talking to us, the young people. You know that, right? They're not talking to us. They're talking to themselves. They're talking to other older folks, the baby boomers, and everybody that's in that area about what's happening. Us as young folks, as liberators, vast majority of us that got eyes to see it, ears to listen, we see it happening. We reading it. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
We're part of it.
Absolutely.
But the people that's not part of it is the people that's their age. So that's why it takes them to listen to them. It takes old folks to listen to old folks, and old folks ain't trying to listen to the young folks. They ain't trying to hear nothing because they think we ain't got good sense anyway. So that's why I went to thinking about it. I said, damn, well, these people old as shit. No offense. But I said, damn, they're not talking to us. They talking to the older generation that's still living. Hey, we got to move your millions of dollars over to the blockchain. We got to go from this. The only way that your money's gonna survive because the dollar is dying. The dollar's on a life support, and we keep hyping it. We keep hyping up the inflation to make the dollar stronger. You know what I'm saying? We keep doing this and keep doing this, but eventually we not gonna be able to do this because we have to make this new system go. So I'm sorry, we have to move you over. And they trying to get everything in line to move these old folks over because that's the real money. This is the old folks. It's not the new folks. It's the old folks that all got all the money. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. I agree with you a whole 100%, brother. You know, yeah. Another thing that comes into play is competence. Competence versus incompetence. When you speak about the old and the young, because I'm 67, all right? And at the end of the day, it's not about the age you are. It's about, are you competent or are you incompetent? Because it is written that we should study to show ourselves approved. So if you're incompetent, you're going to fall into confusion. You're going to not know which way to go. And you're going to listen to Dick, Tom, and Harry and Joe Blow. And you're going to be all kind of way discombobulated. You're going to doubt everything. The glass is always half empty. So you're going to be holding on to the little bit that you got, thinking you got something and they ain't got nothing because you're not competent. So the duty of each and every one is to become competent. Know what the hell is going on. And not just know it, but understand it.
Come on, Chuar.
You know?
Yeah.
Align yourselves with those who are positive thinkers, who are able to think, people that think. Nobody thinks for them.
Come on, Chuar.
Share knowledge, share information. Understand that you got corporations and then you have cooperation. We need to be more cooperative. Cooperate with one another. Because the corporations are coming for everybody, young or old. They're coming to take your brain. If you study the industrial revolutions from the first to the second to the third to the fourth, and now we're in the fifth, you will understand that during the first and the second revolution, who were the ones against the revolution? The industrial revolution.
Yeah.
These were the artisans, the craftsmen, the people that were valuable. Because the industrial revolution brought in machines. Who brought the machines? The wealthy and rich people that had bad minds. They were bad-minded. They were greedy. They were envious and covetous. And so they said, we need to control all of this. And we need to have the artisans under our control. And so they built machines. Who built the machines? The machines were built with steel and different materials. Those people didn't know how to do none of those materials. They don't have no knowledge. You think Bill Gates know anything about medicine or doctoring? But he's giving out all the goddamn advice. Yeah, well, we need to stick everybody with the whole world need to get the hot sauce 19. You know what I'm saying? The whole world need to be hot sauce 19'd up. You know, we need to give everybody the Kool-Aid. You know what I mean? Everybody needs to drink that Kool-Aid. Now, the man don't have a medical freaking degree. Do you think that Henry Ford knew anything about cars? He didn't know a damn thing about cars. Edison didn't know about putting a light inside the bulb. We made the filament. We made the filament. So we have to understand when we're talking about making the transition into this industrial revolution, we must be careful, because look at what they call the guy, Arnold Schwarzenegger starred in that movie. What's the guy?
Total Recall?
No, the one with that the black woman wrote. Oh,
the Terminator.
Terminator. What was the Terminator? He was an android.
He's an android. Oh, they're giving it to
us. We are talking about fifth industrial revolution shit. What are they doing now? You spoke about Elon Musk and putting a chip in people. People are putting chips on their bodies and stuff, so they don't have to carry no wallet, no card, nothing. It's a part of them. The technology is a part of them. This hot sauce 19 was supposed to be a part of them too. But those who, you know, didn't believe in the body's ability to heal itself, ever since it happened, what happened? The flu flew away. You hear a man sneeze, it was like, you can't sneeze no more. People think something wrong with you because you sneeze. No, the sneezing is a natural body reaction to throw off some shit that don't need to be in the body. But because you sneeze, because you cough, all of a sudden, hey, you know. So be able to understand, we're being socialized. We're being socialized, hoodwinked. What they say that Malcolm X said, we've been hoodwinked, and Plymouth Rock fell on us. And, you know, we got to understand, we know what's going on, and we have done everything. We have married their women. We have married their men. Okay, we have went to their university schools and kept the top of the classes. We have been CEOs and of their corporation. We have served them, and we have served this system. We have went forth their wars. We have served in every capacity. We have denied ourselves. We have changed our identities. We have changed our gender. We have become a part of their system. Totally and completely. We have sold our souls, many of us. And has it changed anything? Not one iota. So I'm just being real on the real, being real. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
We have to move forward now. What Marcus Garvey said, forward ever, backward never. We are a forward thinking people. We need to respect that. We need to honor that, and we need to be that. And stop settling for, and stop tolerating. We need to start cooperating with each other. We need to start uniting with each other. Not everybody will unite. If God don't force nobody to do anything, why should we force anybody to do anything? You know? Why? Why should we force anybody to do anything? You can raise children the best way you can, and you can feed them, you can teach them all the days of your life when they grow up. And you know, in the world we live in today, they'll turn around and slap you upside your head. Your own children. Look at what Noah's son did. Noah told his son, listen, it's going to rain. Come on, I'm building this ark. Come on. Time come, I want you to come on in. His son looked at him like he was crazy because everybody else was saying he crazy. And I guess the son was embarrassed and he just went along with the people. When it started raining, the shit went down. He trying to climb hills and mountains, try to get out the water, and said, "Hey, God, let my son. That's my son. He's gonna die." And God said, "That's not your son. That's not your kin. It's more than flesh and blood makes a man your kin." You know what I'm saying? So we have to understand. Back in the days when we teach our children something, they retained it, and they became, like I said, teach your child the way the child should be, so when they grow up, they should not depart. Back in the days, we were able to do that because we had that. It was that time. Today, trust me, you ain't guaranteed that. If you ain't got a whole lot of money, and some of them will kill you for your money. So you got to understand that it's the mindset and it's the competency. Are you competent or incompetent? Are you going to conform to the system, or are you going to think for yourself? Because you have every right to think for yourself. You don't have to conform.
So basically, what you're saying, brother Tawara, this was meant to be decentralized. This is like a gift from the old folks before they leave. They just, all right, decentralized. You know,
it's a gift from God, bro.
Yeah.
You see, because you have to understand, knowledge and intelligence come from the Almighty. Who is the most intelligent? The Almighty God is the most intelligent. There's no man on earth more intelligent than God. You know what Gupta said, which is the Indian physicist and mathematician, he said about Gabriel Oyibo. He said, "Congratulations, Oyibo. I heard that you have achieved what none of us was able to do." He says, "You are closer to God than any of us." Where did Obama went? Obama visited India. You know how India got the caste system. You know what they did when Obama went to India? They washed the street. They swept the freaking street because they knew, because he went into the White House. But what a lot of people don't understand is that Obama wasn't the first black president. The first president of the United States of America was a black man. The first president was black. And there were a series of presidents after him before George Washington. They're going to keep this information from us. That's why they don't want critical race theory taught into the school. Because it's not a theory. It's not critical race theory. It's critical race history of America. They call everything global warming because they want to hide what they're doing. But it's not a global warming. It's global warning. They're being warned by the atmosphere that y'all keep firing guns up in here. You know that they built a gun to shoot the moon. Yeah, they built this big gun. I think it was China. One of them built a gun. One of these nations built a gun to shoot at the moon.
Wow.
Now, why would you want to do that? And then China built an artificial moon, an artificial sun, something like that. Why would you want to do that? What, the sun that's up there is not satisfactory to you? The moon is not enough? So why they keep shooting at the atmosphere, putting stuff up there, doing all these things? The atmosphere is coming back at their behind, bro. Now, as a people, I'm going to speak on the ancestors for a moment so that those who are listening can understand the power of black people. Okay? Now, those who are not black need to respect what I'm about to say and understand that you, at best, to align yourself with the real people of life. Black people, ancestors are vast. Our first ancestor, our very first ancestor, is one called the void, the blackness, the darkness, that without shape or form. That's our very first ancestor. Then we have the spirit of what we call the creator that moved over the face of the void and the deep. And then we have the spoken word of the creator which is one and the same as the creator. And the word said, let there be light. So light becomes our ancestor. I don't care if it's electric light, candle light, lamp light, fireside light, a light of an idea, any form of light is our ancestor. And then all the other things that came after that, let there be such and such and such and such and such and such. Our ancestor is also good, G-O-O-D, which they came and replaced it with the word nice. Now, what is the meaning of nice? Nice means, when you look up the etymological meaning of nice, it means stupid, ignorant, unknowing. So what they did, they changed the word. And in changing the word, they changed the state of the creator. Because the creator created good. He didn't create nice. The creator created man and woman. The creator didn't create girl and boy and dude and individual and sir and Mrs. and Mr. and all this business. He created male and female, man and woman. When the trees were made and all the vegetation, those are our ancestors. The mountains, the rivers, the waters, the seas, the ocean. So black people, I'm going to tell y'all straight up now. You ever wonder why we don't know Air Force, Navy, and Marines? Because we don't need it. We can summon up an earthquake and a volcano in no time. We can call up a hurricane and a tornado in no time. We can call up a tsunami in no time. You got to understand, all it calls for, all our ancestors are asking us is to unite. And they will defend us. They will protect us. And they will clear this earth and wash it clean. Simple. It's simple, simple, simple. But we have to have faith in ourselves and each other before we can have faith in our ancestors. This is real. And I'm not talking about an ideology here. I've seen it work, bro. With my own physical life, I've seen it. I've seen it work. I've seen it. You can call it and it will come. You can call your ancestors, they will come. You can call a gush of wind and it will come. You can call some rain and it will come. But you see, they got us thinking that they got technologists controlling the weather. You see, they got us thinking like that. Oh, you know.
Like, they put it in movies, man. They put it in movies like the Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
If you build it, they will come. You build it, they will come.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's just the thoughts. It's just your thoughts, man. And it's just,
there you go. Thoughts, the transmission of thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
You see, we transmit them, and we are also receivers. We are transmitters and we're receivers. That's right. And we transmit and we receive. But there are also rituals too, that you got to understand how it works. You know, that we need to understand that we need to pray different. Prayer is not what they told us. We prayed in their context. Notice now, we went through hell, right? And we're still here, and we're still praying the way they taught us to pray, to get down on our knees and stuff. No, that's not prayer. You know, that's not prayer. That's like what they call a generic form. There was a man called Lord McClurley. He went into Africa. This is like 1830 something. He went into Africa and he said he traveled the entire width and the breadth and the length of Africa. And he could not find one individual that was a beggar or a thief. He couldn't find an individual that was a beggar or a thief. And when he went back to the British Parliament, he told them, he said, look, there's no way we can conquer these people unless we take over their educational system, their system of teaching, and we take over their spiritual system. Their churches, you know, what would be equivalent to churches. And that's what they did. They went in and started teaching the children and took the children from the villages and from families and forced education on them. And the missionaries went in there and did the same thing. So, you know, all is good. Yeah, man. Rest well, my sister. You know. So, so you know, peace and love, my brother. You know, I give thanks. You know, for
Yeah, man.
this supper. You know.
Oh man.
You
I
know.
tell you what, family. I tell you what, like I said, I always tell. I do an episode with my boy Thorough HD. This is we normally go over the cryptos, and then for an hour, and then after that, you know, we go into this is deeper than cryptos and blockchains. You know, for that second hour, man, this is deeper than cryptos and blockchains the whole damn time, man. You know what I'm saying? And this was the reality, and this is definitely was a decentralized conversation. You know what I'm saying? And I honestly appreciate it. You know, definitely for the family that's coming to this part. You know, I went over the beginning of it, talking about cash is no longer kings. Computer money is king, and is ones and zeros. Okay, I went over how the federal government has already 2023, which is what, couple months, will be using the CBDC, a central bank digital currency. So if they're using that, then what's the use of printing a dollar? You don't see that coming? Okay, so yeah, and I also went over another big heavy hitter, which is allowance block. An allowance block. I'm sorry, I'm saying that right. Allowance block. Yeah. Um, they are the major players in the game. The ex bankers from J.P. Morgan. You know what I'm saying? They got man, Barclays. They got all these hedge firms, securities, and everything else that's invested into this company as partners. You know what I'm saying? So we got to understand, we got to follow the smart money. Okay. We got to have eyes to see and ears to listen. We know that this is a data bull run. So cryptocurrencies, like I mentioned, like JasmyCoin is a data democracy. HOLOCHAin, Flat Network is a smart contract that's going to help connect the whole system, you know what I'm saying, with the allowance block. So these are cryptos that I'm gonna have to definitely do another live stream. We'll go over. I'm gonna have to upgrade my yard stream plan so I can share my stream. So they're making me pay for it now. So no more freebies from Red Dad, Blue Dad on the yard stream. So I gotta upgrade it. I will do that, I promise. And Brother Chawara just came in and brought a decentralized conversation to the people, to the family, to people who got eyes to see and ears to listen. Me and his brother go way back, man, way back before crypto. Your boy Red Dad, Blue Dad been on this journey a long time. And I appreciate the organic growth. You know what I'm saying? When I started my YouTube channel, I had no social media. I didn't even believe in social media at all. The family and friends had to tell me to start something on social media. They had to almost make me. I didn't want to be that black dot on a white sheet of paper. I really didn't. But I'm here, man. Something just spoke to me and told me I gotta have, put the energy out there for people who got eyes to see and ears to listen. If they don't, who cares? Get a people a choice. Get them to have facts and have truth. It's up to them to decide what's true to them. And I'm just passing through and hoping to take a few good people with me. You know what I'm saying? And I told y'all, cryptocurrency and blockchains is just a gateway. You know what I'm saying? To own your own airspace, own your own land, own your own food. I'm still on that. I've been on that. I've been on that. This just, you take this fake digital assets, because it's fake. It's the virtual reality. It's the way of the future. It's to be fake, to be something that you're not. Take it and put it into something that's real, you know, and tangible. You know, as we hopefully we still do, because if we don't put it into something tangible, then what we know is our government and these corporations will own every single thing. But we're gonna be happy, but we're not gonna own nothing, like the economical reform said. So make sure you got eyes to see and ears to listen. You know what I'm saying? Brother Chawara came in with a decentralized. He gave us the consciousness. This brother wrote the code to our consciousness. He gave us that energy, man. He gave us something to digest, to eat, to have for later, to store, and to keep with us for the rest of our life. So, Brother Chawara, been a pleasure from the day I met you, and still to this day, you still bringing that energy, brother. And I look up to you, brother, and I appreciate you for coming through to the channel, and I look forward to us having a lot more live streams.
Yes, absolutely. I will be speaking. I will be speaking to my colleagues. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you loud and clear.
I will be speaking to my colleagues. And I do have, like the individual said, do I have some paper, white paper?
Yes.
And I'm going to leave that to them to actually point out. You know, that would be a whole nother, because it's like It's like, let me show you something for a moment. It's like a whole bunch of pages with statistics and everything about the company that I actually put together. And so we'll be able to interface with you, because what I want our family to understand is that we have our own in every way, and it's up to us to utilize it. So for the people that's technically, and not only that, because what your family now, the Red Dad Blue Dad family now have is a direct guidance. So when you bring up the XRP, the TER, the XDC, the H bar, and all of that, we're going to be able to let you know, hey, no, don't bother with this. This is what this is. Because we have the technical people now that's going to give you the direct guidance in and going to show you how to navigate our blockchain system and structure to get all your ideas into a place where you can now drive your traffic to. You understand? You know, of course, there's going to be guidelines, but it's not going to be nothing. If you speak in truth, we're not gonna. Oh, you can't talk about this. You can't. No. What is that? You know, the truth must be seen. The truth is no longer going to be hidden. I am the truth, the way, and the light. So who dares to hide the truth? Who dares to block the truth? Who dares to scrub your channel because you're speaking the truth? Because you're talking and you're showing the world and the people that are hungry and thirsting for truth and for a way out, a way in. Depends on how you want to look at it. See? Who dares do that? It's not right. You know, it's not right, you know, to do that. We owe our children and our generations and those that came before us the respect to say we are going to build, we are building our own. You know, we are bridging the gap. We are connecting the dots between our brothers and sisters entirely around this globe. We are the new global economic market. Our people, and they know it, but they want to keep the foot on our necks. It's not going to happen. As you say, the young people ain't standing for it. We see it. You can't come over here with that no more. We done did it all. You know, we done did it all. So there's nothing else for us to do but to come together, unite, and do the right thing, build for ourselves, you know, control our destiny. You know, so that's why I'm here. And like I said, we'll talk, and then what we'll do, we'll set up another session where, you know, things will become clearer and clearer, and a clearer understanding of really who we are and what we have to offer. You know, and all praises to the Most High and our righteous ancestors. You know, we want to acknowledge and we want to give thanks to the spirit of love, the spirit of truth and brotherhood and sisterhood, and we want righteousness to cover the earth as it rightly should. You know, none of us can be righteous, but we can do the things that will shine the light of righteousness upon the earth and upon our people. You know, let us give thanks and praise that we are here. Give thanks and praise for health and strength and consciousness and, you know, competence of mind, you know, soundness of mind, and let us continue to strive towards uniting. When we unite, we're stronger. You know, when we share with one another, we're better off for it. You know, and my life is just that. It's dedicated to that. I would speak the truth, speak it, ever cause it what it will. It doesn't matter to me. You know, I don't die. You know, I live forever.
You're just a world of knowledge, brother.
You know, so look,
you're walking encyclopedia, dictionary, and everything, brother. It's just a thing. You ain't slowed down a beat, man. You ain't slowed down. Hey, is there any way that the family can find you somewhere or somehow?
Well, like I said, I'll be at the Black I Am Awards on the 29th of October. I'll be singing about 2 songs.
Okay.
And I'll also be at the Black Kings and Black Queens International Awards on the 26th and 27th of November in Atlanta, Georgia. And so
Maybe I
what
can
I'll do,
come up
I'm
there.
going to send you information on that, okay? So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you can pass it on to your people. And like I said, I'm working with some great musicians. I'll send you information on some of the musicians I'm working with to show you how at the level that we operate. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And
You have any social media that the family can follow you in the Instagram or Twitter or Facebook or something they can come follow you, or do you do that?
well, I gotta
IG?
no, well, I do have those things, but I don't really go into them. I have
Okay, I get it.
I'll give you that at another time because I only go into it. And I spend most of my time talking to my grandchildren and trying
Praises.
to give them the guidance and strength and show them the way. And I do most of my time is spent conversing with my ancestors and thinking and feeling and biding my time because we're at war now. So I don't do too much. I don't really want to get out there and flash too much of myself. So when I get an opportunity like this now, I try to give as much as I can, and the people may not hear from me again for another month or two. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just not, I'm
Well,
not trying to save my people,
I appreciate you
but I'm
for
encouraging my
giving me
people to
this, bro.
save themselves.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
when they decide to save themselves, then I'll be there every day. See, but how many of us are willing to save ourselves?
Facts, man. Facts.
I do
Facts.
have a program, though. I have a program that we'll talk about it and I'll introduce it to you, give $1, save ourselves, which is the idea. If 1 million people give $1, it's $1 million. We can work with that and we can show them what we're going to do with that million. And then we're going to give them ownership of something tangible, seriously tangible for that $1. And then we're going to do the next phase of it, which goes into a bigger and broader fullness. But it's a connecting energy. So I love you, brother. I appreciate love you. And thanks for this strength and this meal that we have had today. And thank you to your listeners and for being here. And I hope we can spend some more time together as time move forward.
Positive. Yes.
Good seeing you. Good getting back with you.
Same here.
It's
whole
just
family.
beautiful, man.
Whole family, man. Like I say, I appreciate all the family for coming in. Kings and Queens Empowerment. D5 Millie just showed up. Phantom B, Lucy B. Man, I appreciate all the family that showed up and showed out. Crypto Jack 3. Let's scroll down. So I appreciate everybody. If I forgot you, I get you next time. KAI, Mike P showed up and showed out. I appreciate all the family that came in, rooted from royalty. And first of all, I want to thank everybody who purchased the merch. Shout out to Kings and Queens Empowerment, the hats. Shout out to that energy. The link is in the descriptions. I want to appreciate everybody who purchased the Red Dad, Blue Dad book 101. I appreciate you. I love you a whole bunch. And I'm going to continue to bring that energy because I got to bring that energy. But before we leave, I'm going to leave with that boy Indigo Saint. Peace and love, love and peace.
Red dad, blue dad, I'm making that pay. Yo, red dad, blue dad, I'm making that. How about you? I'm trying to fight this one, boo. Yeah, no, I won't do.
How about you? Stick to the script, bro.
Yeah, just like you. Boy, get born every day now, homie. Now I won't lose.
Probably on my set of people that's something that I can't. Peace, family. I'm out here. Me and brother Chihuahua is out, man. Peace and love until the next time. Peace.
Positive vibrations.
Yeah.